Well, I was waiting on my music, y'all, because you know I like to put a little step in. Hello, Augusta. Well, guess what? We are down to the wire. It is time for us to do what we have been trying and talking about for the last 2 months. How many of you all have already voted? You did absentee balloting. You know absentee balloting is trying to be under attack because that's how we won the general election. But we're not going to let that stop us. Now, how many of y'all ready to get up in the morning and go vote? That's what I'm talking about. You see this big blue bus behind me? Who's on this bus? Our next U.S. Senator, Jon Ossoff. And we have to make this happen, Augusta. All eyes are on Georgia. Georgia is on everybody's mind. So it is up to you. And I tell you this all the time. You got to get Pookie up off the couch. You got to get Uncle Bubba to the polls. And you got to get Aunt Mary. Help her, because a lot of the seniors like to go push that button. So please, get everybody in your families to vote. If you did not do absentee ballot, please get up in the morning. You can start voting early, right downtown at the Board of Elections, okay? And so tomorrow is the first official day for early voting, and it ends on the 31st. No excuses, Augusta. No excuses. Because Jon Ossoff, Raphael Warnock, and Daniel Blackman cannot win this seat unless we show up and show out. So I'm going to step aside right now, and I'm going to let my other colleagues come up to tell you just how important all of this is. But Augusta, I'm depending on you. Our children are depending on you. Our seniors are depending on you, because John is going to go and help Biden and Kamala Harris do what we need to do here in Augusta. And it is to take care of the working families, not the rich folk. Okay? I think we've had enough. Perdue is out. Okay? So let's do this. Let's vote for Jon Ossoff, Raphael Warnock, and Daniel Blackman, and let's turn Georgia a deeper blue. All right, Augusta, let's do this.
Won't stop the beat and go!
Please welcome to the stage Henry Wayne Howard, District 124 State Representative.
Thank you. Let's get this mic on. Hello, hello. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for being here today on another great day, another day that the Lord has made. And we are glad and exceedingly glad to be here. I want to talk about something that maybe we hadn't talked about. Let's talk about this $150 million that the Republicans decided to spend on the machines that we vote on right now. The $150 million that they voted to spend on, Democrats voted against it. They told us, take it or leave it. And we took it. And now who's complaining? They are. We're not complaining. We've been voting absentee ballots for the last 50 years. And nothing has changed about the way we vote absentee ballots. But now that we've won an election that they won't, and we've turned this state blue, now they want to change the absentee ballot process. So we're going to do all we can to fight it, but if we got to vote for Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock and Daniel Blackman to help us when we get into these type of debates. We need Jon Ossoff to win this election, and the only way he can win is how? We've got to go out and vote. They want to replace these machines. Can you believe that? They want to replace the machine that they voted to put in play. That means they want to spend some more of your money but just because they lost an election. That's the wrong reason to change a machine and spend another $150 million of taxpayers' money. We want to vote for Jon Ossoff because he sees us and hears us. We want to vote for Jon Ossoff because he sees and listens to us. We want to vote for him because he will represent us. Jon Ossoff is the man that we need to not back, but we want to put him in the U.S. Senate. And I tell you what, I said this the other night when Raphael Warnock was here. When is the last time you seen a U.S. Senator come out and let the regular people see them and hear them and listen to them and represent them? It's not happened. So once Jon Ossoff wins this election, we're going to see him again out here with the people that vote for him. So let's go and vote for Jon Ossoff, Raphael Warnock, and Daniel Blackman for the Public Service Commission. Let's go out and vote and win this election. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Harold Jones II, District 22 State Senator.
Good evening. It's so great to be out here with my fellow citizens in Augusta. The lines we know cannot be any more clear. The lines are clear what we're voting for. We're voting for a person like Jon Ossoff who believes in protecting democracy, not those who want to destroy it. We believe in voting for persons like Jon Ossoff who believe his initial instinct is to protect our citizens from COVID-19, not to engage in trading to make more money. We believe in persons like Jon Ossoff whose initial instinct is to make sure that persons who are hurting in our nation, as far as economics are concerned, that they will be taken care of, whether it's the minimum wage or making sure persons get a living wage. Those are the things that Jon Ossoff believes in, and that's why we're here today. The energy that you have out here today is great. Make sure you keep it going. Don't let it just stop here. Bring it to your neighbors. Bring it to your family members. Bring it to everybody that you know. Because as we said, the lines are clear. What this election is about democracy. This election is about protecting civil rights. This election is about protecting women's rights. This election, quite frankly, is for Augusta, for Georgia, and most importantly, for the United States of America. So starting tomorrow in January 5, vote Jon Ossoff to the United States Senate. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage former NFL player Dion Grant.
How y'all doing? Well, first, I just want to say I'm proud to play as many years I did, winning Super Bowl, national championship, and winning the state here in Augusta, Georgia at Joseph High School. And being from my community, I think I'm more proud that we changed the state blue again since, what, 92? That's what I'm more proud of. I hope y'all don't have any expectations of me doing the same thing the speakers that came before me, because I'm not doing any of that. I just want everybody to go out and vote. We know how important it is. I know where I come from. It was all about trying to get somebody in Senate that's going to care about our health, about jobs, and about the justice. And right now, I think we can do that with Ossoff and also with Reverend Warnock. So everybody go out and vote. We know how important it is. And let's keep the state blue. Thank y'all.
Please welcome to the stage your candidate for Public Service Commissioner, Daniel Blackman.
Come on, Augusta, we got 23 days to change the Senate. And we have 23 days to elect a statewide Democrat, something we haven't done in almost 20 years. So give it up for yourselves, Augusta. Come on, y'all can be louder than that. Give it up for you guys. There are a lot of people that don't think Augusta matters. They think we can just win with Atlanta. But John and I are here to tell you that we wouldn't be here if we didn't know that Augusta mattered and that Augusta can send 2 U.S. senators to help Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Now, I don't have a lot of time, so I want to give you 3 numbers. Number 1, Georgia has the 5th highest electric rates in the United States. And too many of our families are struggling to keep their lights on. And a parent's income should never determine their children's outcome. So we have to do a better job in making sure that Democrats stand up to utility companies and individuals that make it harder for our communities to succeed. Number 2, we have to expand wireless broadband in the state of Georgia. Too many of our children are at home and they can't compete. They can't do their homework. 88% of Georgia's prison population reads at a 3rd grade level. And we can't leave those kids behind in Richmond County. We can't leave them behind in this part of the state. And then lastly, my brother Dion just mentioned it, how important the Senate is. And the next person you're going to hear from is our next U.S. Senator. But go ahead, you can clap for John now, come on. But I want to share one last thing. Stacey Abrams came very close in 2018, and she helped us to organize this state. But we have to finish the job, and we have a chance to elect myself to the Public Service Commission. And for the next 2 years, I'll be the only Democrat that's elected statewide. But in 2022, Augusta, we're not going to wait to 2022. The real work begins on January 6th. After we get John elected, after we get Raphael Warnock elected, and after you all send me to the Georgia Public Service Commission. At this time, I want to introduce the man of the hour, a gentleman that I've become friends with on the campaign trail, whose wife has put herself on the front line of fighting for Georgians to prevent the spread of COVID. And here's the part I want to say that I like to say more than anything else. The guy that scared David Perdue enough to not want to debate him another day. We believe in health care, we believe in voting rights, and we believe that Jon Ossoff should be our next U.S. Senator. Go ahead and show him some love from Augusta. Let's welcome Jon Ossoff.
Can y'all hear me all the way in the back out there? Give it up for Daniel Blackman, your next Public Service Commissioner. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much. Y'all, give it up for the drum line. The message tonight is simple. Vote. Say it with me now. I'm going to say vote. Say vote. Say vote. Early voting begins Monday. Say vote. Say vote. We got to get everybody out to the polls. We're building a movement across this state for health, jobs, and justice for the people, Augusta. Health, jobs, and justice. Think about how far the South has come. Think about how far Georgia has come. Think about this moment in history. Here in Georgia, now the most competitive battleground state in the country. The whole country is watching us, Georgia, to see if we vote. To see if we vote. The whole country is watching us, Georgia. You got the young Jewish son of an immigrant, mentored by Congressman John Lewis, running alongside a black preacher who holds Dr. King's pulpit at Ebenezer Church, leading this movement for health, jobs, and justice for the people. Say health, Augusta. Say jobs. Say justice. Say vote. Early voting starts on Monday. Say vote. We got to vote like we've never voted before, Augusta. Health, jobs, and justice. Let's talk about health. 300,000 Americans have been killed by this virus. A virus our Senator David Perdue told us was no deadlier than the flu while he lined his pockets buying stock in manufacturers of vaccines and medical equipment. We deserve better than this, Augusta. We deserve better than David Perdue, Augusta. We're losing thousands of Americans per day to COVID-19, and they are doing nothing in Washington. Millions have lost their jobs. Millions stand to lose their homes, businesses, livelihoods. For all the Georgia families who have credit cards maxed out, can't make the car, the home, the rent payments, can't afford prescriptions, where is the United States Senate for us? They should be back in Washington right now passing $1,200 relief checks for the people and additional support for our small businesses. They should be working for us. Is it too much to ask that those we elect to serve us instead of themselves? I said you got the young Jewish son of an immigrant running alongside a black preacher who holds Dr. King's pulpit, and we're running against the Bonnie and Clyde of corruption in American politics. How did we wind up with David and Kelly? Cartoonish. David Perdue lives on a private island. He hadn't held a single public town hall meeting in 6 years. Too much of a coward to debate his opponent. And David, if you're watching, I'm ready for you. If you got it in you, David. This man, do y'all know this man literally sells meetings? David Perdue sends this invitation out to lobbyists in Washington. It's got this fancy writing on it like you're getting invited to the ball. And what he tells them is that for a $7,500 corporate PAC check, he'll sell you 4 meetings a year, access to his home, and a retreat on a private island. He puts this in writing. So is it any wonder that David Perdue votes 4 times to let insurance companies deny us insurance because we have a pre-existing condition like asthma or cancer or diabetes or heart disease. It's corruption, Augusta. This is a movement for health, jobs, and justice. Health because health care is a human right. Health care is a human right, and not just a privilege for those who can afford it. And we're going to add a public option so that every Georgian can choose between public and private insurance, and the public insurance option, Augusta, will be comprehensive. Hearing, dental, vision, preventative care, mental health care services. And it'll be free for the poor and affordable for all. Because health care is a human right and not a privilege. We're going to empower doctors and scientists to beat this virus. We're going to fully fund Georgia's Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. We're going to get the resources that you need to the university medical system here in Augusta and all of the hospitals across our state that have been stretched thin this last year and over the last decade. Augusta, we've lost 9 rural hospitals in Georgia in 10 years. It doesn't have to be this way. Reverend Warnock and I will deliver resources to open new rural hospitals, new clinics to serve the people across this state, because health care is a human right and every Georgian deserves it. Health, jobs, and justice. Let's talk about jobs. I already said they should be back in Washington right now, passing direct economic relief for the people. They should be back in Washington right now. And here's the bottom line. If we don't win these 2 Senate races, Mitch McConnell is going to try to do to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris exactly like he tried to do to President Obama. They will block COVID relief. They will block the infrastructure and jobs and clean energy program that we need to revitalize our communities and protect our planet. They will block a $15 minimum wage. They will block affordable health care. They will block civil rights and voting rights. We have too much work to do for the people to let them stop progress in its tracks, Augusta. We have good work to do. Health, jobs, and justice for the people. Let's talk about justice. Let's talk about justice. The 14th Amendment of our Constitution already guarantees equal protection under the law. But when a young black man named Ahmaud Arbery in Glenn County, Georgia, is shot to death in broad daylight in the street on camera, and local authorities look the other way because it is a young black man, we can't say that we have equal justice in America. We need a new Civil Rights Act, Augusta. We need a new Civil Rights Act to deliver equal justice under the law for all of us, no matter our race and no matter our class. Are you ready, Augusta, to work to pass a new Civil Rights Act in honor of the late, great Congressman John Lewis? We can do this together, but we have to vote, Augusta. We can pass a new Civil Rights Act and we can pass a new Voting Rights Act to end voter suppression and protect the franchise for all of us. They're trying to disenfranchise Georgians right now. Donald Trump may not know it yet, but he's leaving. See, they're trying to throw out your ballots, Augusta. So you know what we're going to do starting Monday? We're going to vote. Say it with me, vote. We're going to vote. Say it with me, vote. Early voting starts Monday. I don't know if I mentioned that. You need to tell everybody you know. Turn to your neighbor and say, early voting starts Monday, Augusta. We need to tell everybody we know. Donald Trump is leaving. So maybe you're feeling in your heart the same thing I am. We haven't felt it in 4 years. Hope. Y'all feel hope, Augusta? Because, see, we now have the opportunity to write the next chapter in American history. A chapter that's defined by our shared commitment to human rights, by our love for each other, by our empathy for our fellow human beings, by our commitment to health, jobs, and justice. These aren't empty words. These are the values we have to live by. But we can only write this chapter if we win these races in Georgia. And we can only win these races in Georgia if we vote. Say it again with me, Augusta. Vote. Vote. So, Augusta, are you ready to work? Augusta, are you ready to organize and mobilize and knock on doors and make phone calls and get out the vote like we've never done it before? Augusta, are you ready to work? Make some noise if you're ready to work. We got 3 weeks left. I don't know if I mentioned this. Early voting starts on Monday. We have to vote so that we get the representation that we deserve. Elected officials more concerned with us than with themselves. They've been getting rich in office, Augusta. David Perdue's treating his Senate office like it's his E-Trade account. We deserve better. Augusta, you've already made your voices heard and elected some extraordinary public servants to represent you. And he can't be with us, but I want to recognize Mayor Hardy Davis. Give it up for your mayor. I want to recognize State Representatives Gloria Frazier and Wayne Howard. Thank you so much, representatives. I want to recognize State Senator Harold Jones. Where'd Harold go? Hey, Harold. I want to recognize the Richmond and Columbia County Democrats. Make some noise for yourselves. And I want to recognize, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Tracy. Where'd Tracy go? I want to recognize someone I've gotten to know a little bit the last few weeks, and I've been able to meet Tracy's family. A Gold Star family. I want to thank Tracy George, an extraordinary activist, an American and Georgian, for your friendship and your hard work. And I want to thank all of the military families, all of the veterans, everybody who's made sacrifices for this great country. Give it up for our great veterans and our military families, Augusta. So, Augusta, I'm going to ask you one more time if you're ready to work and win. All right, Augusta, one more time. Are you ready to work and win? Are you ready to vote? Let's do this. I love you. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Thank you.